All right. AWNN, we may get double trouble. So I may have to get rid of one of my cameras because I'm using the same computer. What the hell are you doing up at this hour? You should be sleeping now. And what did you get up to for November 11th? Like I said, I don't know if I think I'm getting doubles, aren't I? Like a double volume thing, a jig. Well, you sound like me, man. I want to get a t-shirt that says I prefer to stay awake. So am I giving you guys double echo or is it just me that hears the double? I hope it's just me. I can deal with that. Hey, there's the copies, Ashley. So please let me know if you guys are hearing the double trouble, or if it's just me. I don't know what you guys hear. I'm using the same computer, but I'm cheap in that I'm using two cameras. But I've invited myself. Oh, fantastic! Oh, I'd rather have distorted than not doubled. It just means that my computer can't deal with dealing with what it's trying to deal with, which is two string yards. It's not very powerful. So, what are you guys up to now? Let me know. I just finished up the setting up the Russian army for January 1915. I'm pretty darn happy with one major decision. Actually, it was bothering me quite a bit, which was the fact that in Der Weltkrieg, he does try, and that he does try. He tries to model the fact that the Eastern Front is not. Um, uh, is it allowed for you to cooperate, Meandering Mike? Yes, William Aaron is because yes, it is. Maybe you should call him I no, I have. Trust me, man. We're all good. We're all good with that one. He's cool with it. Working on channel content. I so love editing. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God. Well, yeah, you sound like a game designer when it gets down to writing rules. Um, no, William, parents, I'm okay. I'm navigating about. I'll try to figure out something. But yeah, it was okay to maybe table talk or some, I don't know, something stupid. It's got something, as long as it's got to do with the map or the table, I'm good. But I'll get back to the, but for Christ's sakes, you other two there, Gamers and Copy, Ashley and William Aarons, let me know what you're up to. Devote Krieg, when you get to 1915 and beyond, he starts getting into solid defense and whatnot. And I'm not saying he certainly isn't. He's not modeling the Western Front and the Eastern Front exactly the same, but pretty darn close in the sense that Eastern Front has doing some cooking for one-page rules. Oh, cool. Um, say this, Ashley, man, you have you good. You're good at painting, man. I don't have enough experience yet, but I would say you're also flipping awesome with picking up rules. The way you were like constantly correcting Greg when he was playing trench knife, I was like, holy shit, you know your stuff. Man. Like you grasp stuff quick. Like I'm kind of happy that you're not in the hex encounter. Because I think he kicked my butt. Oh, brother. So anyways, when I get back to this, when I'm talking about the Eastern Front versus Western Front fit, when I get into the solid defense, he was mentioning that, everybody was starting to clue in about how to build better defenses and so on and so forth. I agree with him. Based on what I was seeing and reading, or whatever the hell you want to call it, um, the Eastern Front didn't start kicking in looking the way the Western Front did, with rigid, solid defense, until after the Great Retreat. And that's not till like way late 1915. Um, so, that being said, that means I'm not going to use the Dervelt Creed rules for the solid defense on here, which I call the Eastern Europe conflict zone. I'm not. So it's going to be basically the exact same thing as it was in 1914. All the rules that are corresponding to 1914 in terms of defense bonuses and trenches and all that stuff is going to apply. There's no such thing as a solid defense in 1915 in Eastern Europe conflict zone. Not yet. I had constant niggling issues with it. I was reading the rules from what I, looking up at stuff. I was like, oh, it doesn't sound like it to me, man. And anyways, it was like a sixth piece of evidence. It was like saying, no, you're right, and or at least sounds like you're right, and Dave Schroeder's not. Nothing's perfect. That's all I gotta say about that. Yep. I'm just fighting at the bit right now to get towards actually flipping it over. So I don't want to try my new CRT. I'm not using the developing CRT anymore. See the last thing? Oh, sorry, someone else popped on it. We'll try. We'll try to figure out something, whatever. Right? I do on try and go to using Android. Like I said, he's cool with it. I wonder if it's because actually, I think I may have had Android kind of not a pure co-host. He didn't pop on like on the screen or whatever. But he was certainly interactive. Yeah, Aaron's and everybody else. I just finished off a 2 day symposium of war and morality that was hosted by the National World War One Museum and Memorial. But I mean, it was sponsored or whatever by a bazillion people, like Western Front Association, World War One Historical Association, a gazillion of things. Monster. Well, we'll be talking about this next week on Saturday on live stream. I can cover that much. Some pretty heavy hitters. The first guy then was Hugh Strachan, which I used to think was Strachan, Strachan. No, it's Hugh Strachan. So that was the first lecturer. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "What?" Like, like to me, he's like, he's all over the flipping place. He's got his fingerprints all over books and whatnot. Really, really good 2 days symposium. Only 8 hours in total, but they jammed it. It was like, okay, in the end, next talk, boom, questions and answers, that type of stuff. It was really good. I didn't take notes due to the fact that I copied and pasted or written down, put a bazillion book recommendations for us, that's for sure. Holy smokes. No, because I'll be taking the teacher's course, the accreditation or whatever in a few weeks for that. So I was like, well, I'm probably going to get a ton of sources and links, and I'll just share it with you guys. It makes sense to me. Oh, I get you, man. Really, Oh, you little. You're, you've got your editor going. Yeah, so it'll be nice to get back to live stream for sure. After a 2 week hiatus as well, it's going to be difficult to try to tear down or figure out what pop in. I'll give it a shot. But I'd rather have too much than too little always, as you can imagine. That would be nice. Yeah, I hope God on the side, even if you can't come to Ottawa, what I'm going to try to do for sure is, please, for the love of God, give me the schedule when you go in 2025. Do your book tour in Canada. I'm going to make sure that I hit one of those cities to go and run into. Are you stupid? Like that would be silly. And I can, obviously, probably know Canada a lot more than you do, so I can show you some cool spots, regardless of the city. You know? Yeah. So right now, like I said, I'm just trying to deconstruct, get rid of all the blocks and whatnot, and start putting down the Russian troops properly. It's going to take a while. So if it's here, I think we have to actually print off some more alphabet markers with a lip line. You guys see, actually, I forgot about this, that I can do these funky things. Well, gosh, I think I set up the cameras the wrong way. I wanted to like give you guys a giant version of the map. Oh, we've had some relatives over to celebrate one of our nephew's birthdays. This seemed to have a caught a cold from someone visiting us. So bummer, man. Actually, I had a big cough yesterday at the. I was going to the shops and a bit like, oh shoot, but it was just like I think it was probably one of my great worst whiskers stuck in the throat. Is it? I don't know, but William, but I'm not sure if I like. Well, of course, flu is more deadly, but I find the cold, like having a cold, a bit more of a pain in the ass than having the flu. I'd rather just be feeling generally good than that god awful cough. Especially, I don't know if you've ever had it, having a cough in a bus or something. You're trying not to, and I'm trying to. It's like, and so like the longer I try not to, the worse it's gonna get. But I just get into this monster coughing fit. So yeah, like I said, I decided I'm no longer going with the solid defense rule, which is going to really, I think, cause some interesting things to happen. I'm going with what I did. I rejigged a little bit with the Russians, but not much. I think I'm going to leave everybody the way it is, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm good with the. I'm good with the non-solid defense for 1915 in Eastern Europe. It makes sense to me. I'm not sure, William, how many people were there because it was a combination of online and people in the city. So I have no idea, but it seemed like it was a significant amount. Um, a significant amount. I like, well, I would say I'm certain over 1,000. I'm certain of that, for sure. And next year's going to be, I think they're still going to do an online version of it as well. But I certainly want to make sure that I go to the 2025 if I'm still here. Because I think the topic is going to be on special operations during the Great War. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So we're talking like probably shock troops, perhaps, for the Ludendorff offensives. Probably that crazy ass thing that the British did with those subs and battleships or whatever, trying to Austin. There's Zeebrugge, I think, or whatever. Well, it kind of worked, but it was like all that stuff I don't really know too much about, but I need to find out about, obviously. Mine, all those crazy ass mine works. Yeah, it'd be interesting to certainly take a look at. It was a great symposium, really good. Like I said, it didn't take very many notes. It just did a lot of book recommendation type stuff, which means my visa bill that's supposed to be bad. I can tell you that. I did put a lot of stuff on the wish list, and I'll try to be a little bit strategic or whatever, in the sense that I'll look for the same titles on eBay or something and see if I can find them cheaper, because some of those are just insanely expensive, man. Insanely expensive. All right. Let's do Iron before. Yeah, how long to stay on, but just thought I'd just say hello. So it's Charles Lamar's birthday today, 70 years old. And I think, what, you're 72, William? Oh my God. William Harris, last night on another thing that I was on, the fireside chat for World War One Historical Association. It was on Great War books, uh, primarily about fiction or biographies. Um, but one of them was a freaking, your audio is breaking up. Yeah, it's probably because I'm doing too much. I'll try to figure out something. I may have to get rid of the camera and just have the top down. You won't see me in this life. I think that may make sense. Let's try that, see if it works. All right. Can you still hear me, William? Let me know. But like I said, you're not going to see me anymore. It's the only way I think I can do it. Oh, cool, William. Thanks. Yeah, it's just I think my computer's was trying to do a bit too much. I don't have the best internet, and like I said, you just won't be able to. I'll maybe go back and forth with the camera or something. I don't know. Possibility. Yeah, William Aaron's, it was a freaking awesome symposium. Really, really happy with it. Yeah, it's amazing when I found out, William Aaron's, that you mentioned that about the hiding in the trench line. Oh my God! Repeatedly, I keep hearing about when uh, these people had to like go over the top. They keep talking about like they couldn't understand a goddamn thing of what was being they could hear. It was just like everything just kind of like turned into this giant white noise. Like no kidding, some people were like didn't know what was going on and then got caught. Oh, you were trying to desert or you didn't do anything, and it was like, well, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I said it, but William Aaron's one of the fellow people at the fireside chat last night with the your Great War fiction or biography recommendations for books. One of them's a gamer. He was mentioning the GMT game there by Ted Racer. He also mentioned Crowns in the Gutter, 1918, 1919 game. So I was like, oh my God, fellow gamer I get to chit chat with. Anyways, one of the upcoming topics is going to be gaming the Great War after we started getting going on it. So I was like, right on. I was really happy about it to find out about that. There we go. I'm going to say this, William Marriage, you're the only one here right now. As far as I know, yep, you're just the sole. You have no idea, man. Oh, I'll switch the camera. Hold on. I just got. Hold on. Just gotta go to the washroom. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I was going to say, William Aaron's. I suppose your symposium does not have to have the same cultural standing as. No, 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 no. Certainly not, man. It was. It could have been way more people. I don't know. I'm just going to say this, William Aaron's. I think you've been. Oh, like I said, I wanted to switch the camera. Hold on. Yeah, so that way you can see me talking to you kind of a little bit. Um, as far as I'm concerned, William Aarons, you seem to have embraced the idea or the concept that it's not a gimmick when I say it's our show. I'm just the host. And you've embraced it as far as I'm concerned. Like good on you, man. Like if you want to do whatever, practice your, like you've said before. Remember when your wife was saying, "Oh gosh, I wish you maybe you should start up a blog or whatever." You're doing it anyways, as far as I'm concerned. You're using our live stream to do exactly what your wife wants you to do. Muriel, I'm not sure if that's her name, but we'll start with an M. I know that. It's the same way, in a weird way, that I feel about the Lone Warrior magazine, in that it allows me, but I still have not contributed. It allows me an easy version to have a blog about, solo wargaming or whatever, and I just have to do a little bit and they do the rest, kind of thing. And that's what people do for their magazine. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to go back to the other camera. Well, I don't know what you guys want to look at. It's only one of you, anyways. There. Now, what do you mean by better? You'd rather see me than the table, but it sucks because I don't know how to. I would love to have both, but remember, it won't let me add a camera as far as I'm concerned, unless I want to start paying a ton of money. It's like, you guys are dicks. It really pisses me off. Wait a minute. I think I may have figured out something.
Listening to that music from E.T. Extraterrestrial, that was Adventures on Earth. No surprise that John Williams won for best score.
All right, let's figure this out. How's that, William? Hey, Hextax. Goodness gracious. How's that? A bit better? Is it even working? No, I did not figure out the key to happiness. Oh, it's a camera. Hold on. There, I think I'm in video mode now. So hopefully you guys see me. Oh shit, I gotta go the other, hold on here. Trying to figure out things. All right. Maybe that's a bit better. And I'm assuming now that I can, still not doing it, eh? Hold on, let's see if I can, hold your horses. Now we're good to go. Now we're good to go. Okay. So I think now I'm probably going to start moving around, right? No. Keeper's jumping. What am I doing wrong? I'm just trying to get into the video mode. Like, what the hell? All right. It's the webcam. Is this what I need to do? That doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, I need to see what you guys see. You see anything? Yes, your voice is clear. Try to step in front of the camera now. I am trying to, and it's not Crazyville. This is strange. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Stop the screen. There we go. We're going to present the screen. Share this. Now, for some bizarre reason, it does not seem to like them not doing it that way. So I'm going to stop it. No point. I'm going to make sure that at least at the bare minimum, this is working. Yep. And then I can always do this if I need to. If I need to. So what are you up to, Hex? What are you doing, man? Yeah, I'll figure out something eventually with that bloody thing. Yeah, what are you up to, man? You watching? I don't know. Of course, it's November, so hockey is still on. Man, hex to hex, it is so bizarre to know like what I used to be. What I mean by that is before the Great War took over. Oh my God, I used to all these things I used to know about. Now everything is just like passing me by that way. I had a really good. Look. I think I mentioned I had a really good time at the symposium, but I had an amazing time last night at the fireside chat with the World War One Historical Association. Really, really good time. There was only 6 of us. Usually that's the way it is. Like, well, actually, that was quite a bit lately. But I think the last 2 times there was only 3 of us, and I mean, one of them is the host, for God's sakes. And like I said to you, William Aarons, it was about our recommendations for Great War fiction or biographies. And the cool thing was, I just picked up a book by you're playing some Antietam at the oh cool. What are you like? What are you going back to your GBACW or whatever? Is that what you're doing? I'll say this. I think I mentioned it to you before. The Civil War for me is, gosh, you've got so many flippant personalities, man. Like there's so much narrative. It's insane. Tons. On a side note, isn't it neat to know that Canadians fought like across the border to fight for the North in the American Civil War, and a ton of Americans crossed the border and joined the Canadians to fight in the Great War. I think it's really neat. Not sure. There's estimates. Well, the low estimate is about 35,000 or so Americans crossed the border to fight as part of the British Expeditionary Force. I think the high number is close to 80,000. Like, that's insane. That all my German friends and relatives from the period of both wars have died. I find that translating these. Oh, fucking A, man. William Aarons, man, thank you. Go, go, go. I swear to God, go. Use this flipping live stream every Saturday for yourself, man. Do like it's yours as well as mine. I've told you this before. I'm getting so much more out of it than I'll ever be able to contribute. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh my God. A side note as well. Well, anyways, I had a great Friday night on the fireside chat. Like I said, one of the books I just purchased, it was like from the author. Well, he had done a lecture or done one of the talks on another branch, the San Francisco chapter for the World War I Historical Association a couple of months ago. And based on his James Huckleberry, I picked up his first book. So it was nice to chit chat with him last night about it. Like I said, I got a ton of book recommendations for us. Well, thank God, Hex to Hex is still, I don't know if he's still here, but it was neat. Like I said to you, William Aarons, one of the guys, Chuck, is a fellow gamer. Next thing you know, he's talking about Crabs in the Gutter, Ted Racer. I'm like, excuse me? Popped out the book, popped it on the screen to show everybody. And he's like, oh yeah, and he's like, I'm a gamer or whatever. I'm like, so am I. So we started talking about that, and he started talking about the GMT game, 1918, 1919. I'm like, oh my God, I've got that upstairs. That was donated to me by Hex to Hex. It was like, oh, what the hell's going on? It was so cool. So I think I mentioned to you, William Aarons is, or no, I didn't. I was talking to Zoe Dufour about it. Is that one of the upcoming fireside chats for the World War I Historical Association is going to be gaming the Great War. So I'm like pretty pumped about that, obviously, and I'm hoping to God, well, Meandering Mike's a member. He wasn't at the fireside chat last night, but since he's an Uber gamer, I'm going to have to tell him, by the way, get your ass, keep an eye on the schedule and make sure you're there for that meeting and get prepared, man. Hey, how do you like this? The president of the World War I Historical Association invited me to advertise for our, well, I said, hey, do you want to pop your channel on for, into the newsletter? And I was like, are you kidding me? Of course I do. You think I'm nuts? So we're going to be advertised in the World War I Historical Association newsletter. I'm like pretty pumped about that. So he's like, yeah, just write a couple of paragraphs about what your channel does and so on and so forth. I was like, all right. So I sent him a quick, well, I haven't done the couple of paragraphs yet, but I did actually mention to him that I was like, okay, well, here's a link to one of our live streams if you want to see what we get up to. So pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to need to print off some Alberto markers for some of these armies. Well, I've got 10 armies now, 10 Russian armies instead of the lesser number that I had back then. But, oh, I'm so glad I'm not doing the solid defense nonsense. Well, maybe I'll. I don't know if you want to stare at the table or what. I'll pop me back. back to. I'll switch cameras. If you don't like it, then let me know. Yeah, I've got all next week off, so I can focus properly on you're making sure the live stream's half decent for next week. And I don't know when we're going to have the Paul Hetterer interview. Probably not till the new year. He's got a lot on his plate at the moment. And I mean, let's be honest, we're getting close to Christmas. People don't want to got a lot. Oh, everybody's got a lot on their plate, I guess. I'm so not into the whatevers, and it was earlier in the week. Zoe Dufour was mentioning to me, she's like, "My God, places are getting crazy. Like all the shops and whatnot are getting really busy." And I didn't understand why. And she's like, "Well, Christmas is coming." Yeah, forgot about that. You know, the only other, like I said, the only other games. Well, only other games. I'm fighting at the bit to roll some dice, though. They're Valkyrie wise. With my new CRT, it's driving me up the tree. I really can't. It's going to be looking forward to it. So maybe I'm going to isolate a section, use another map upstairs or something. I still have the soldiers game set up. I haven't started playing that yet. Can't remember. It's Germans versus Russians. That'd be interesting. And then I've still got my pseudo block or grid of offset squares going on. If that's how I would pronounce his name, I guess it would be Erich C, I think. Oh my God, speak of the devil. I looked at, there you are. I'm not even looking. That's hilarious. Anyways, I'm not sure if that's how I'm supposed to pronounce your avatar name there. It's Erich C, I think. That's how I do it. No, it's just it's so weird. I've got the grid of offset squares game set upstairs. I've modified the CRT a little bit, and like I said, I'll go over it. And you were pretty pumped about. You were interested in it, so like I was mentioning, I want to please provide as much feedback as possible. I need to know, like, if you're like having some head scratching moments or whatever, going, doesn't sound really like a very good idea. Almost to the point, Eric, that if you wanted to, it wouldn't cost me much money at all. I could easily send you a copy of the my fictitious game or whatever you want to call it. It'd be easy to do. Easy. It cost me barely anything. So if you're into that, if you want to go and play it out yourself and give me some pointers, I'm all for that. I'll send you off a copy, give you some blocks and some crazy nonsense, no problem. Wouldn't be hard at all. So please let me know. If you do, you know where my BGG thingamajig. Send me whatever, and I'll send it off to you. No big woof. Oh my gosh! On a side note, I've got it listed at it'll be in the sources and links next week. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. He's in the Netherlands, I do believe. He's got a museum, War for Peace or something, or I can't remember what it is, but he started a museum just from collecting stuff that he found in the ground and like just wandering around. It was just like, as you know, there's so much great war material still there. It's nuts. The Great War Channel did a couple of episodes with him, and he's got tours. You can hang out at his cottage, like rent it for a week, and so on and so forth. He's got a new thing called Sponsor a Flag. 150,000 flags they want to like set up on a certain section. $2.50 American each. That's it. And I was like, screw this. What a great way to have, if we can do a bunch of sponsor the flags for Mark Ruggiero. Like, I mean, a bunch. It's only $2.50 American. That's nothing. Um, that would be totally cool. I would love to so I haven't contacted the person yet. I'm going to, and because I don't want to just sponsor a flag. I want to make sure that the flags or whatever, like, something that's like, hey, they're not going to write it on the flag, but I want some kind of mention of Mark Ruggiero. I think that would be totally cool, and to have them have a representation of him there would be totally cool. Not just one flag. I'd like to do quite a bit. Maybe 83. I could do 1,983 for Clark Commando 1983, but maybe 83. That's not too bad. That's only only $166 American. That's nothing. So, well, you get the idea. So I think that'd be totally cool. Yeah, I wonder what happened to my printer, or if it's the different inks. But I printed off some. I had to print off some more Russian troops. You can't see the Russian battle groups. It came out a different color. Don't know why. The end of the world, but I'd like to know why. Maybe I should print them off all that way, but it would be a lot of work. There's like oh boy, there's like 115 separate, well, 115 hexes that the Russians are taking out right now. And there'll be more because I've got some reserve troops. I've got quite a bit, I think. Oops, not here. Yeah, I've got eight infantry divisions, man. Hey, Wardrobe, great to see you, man. Did you give out your mailing address a few weeks ago? If you did, I want to send you a package once this mail union job action has been resolved. I don't know if I've given you my mailing address, but I will if you want, Willie Maris. What are you up to, Wardrobe? Yeah, I'm just farting around. I don't know how long I'm popping on for or whatever, but yeah, so I've got 8 infantry divisions as reserves for the Russians. I'm going to pop them off to the side here. I'm pretty pumped. I just so flipping want to see it starting to go. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to start seeing it go. Whoa! Oh yeah, William Ayers. Um, with the symposium, the last lecture, it was interesting to find out about the. Why do I always keep getting them? I can get the first, the second bit, the escadrille. Come on, man. The volunteer American Lafayette Escadrille, because they were originally called the Lafayette American or something like that. And Wilson and whatnot were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't start calling yourself that when we're a neutral country. Yeah, you're flipping tree. I didn't realize that the Lafayette Escadrille, the volunteer American Flying Corps, were a private. They were a volunteer private corps, as in a bunch of rich sons of bitches spent a ton of money to make their little corps up, and they were uber. A lot of money. Is all I gotta say is they were like parties and they were living the high life. But they did supposedly were an amazingly effective group. Been proofing. I was wondering about ASL, man. Not kidding you, Wardrobe. When I was wondering what you were up to, and I was thinking about maps and so on and so forth, ASL popped into my head. So there you go. Cool. I'm glad you're doing something about VUCA later tonight. What that'll be about. I got to find out what the guy's name is. He was an American pilot, a young American pilot. He only signed up, I think, in active duty in 1918. He was and he was your. I don't know if he was your overall ace, but he racked up a. Remember, barrage balloons back then were considered an official kill, so not just planes. But he went berserk. He like just nailed a ton of barrage balloons and plane. I think the last time he was, I got to find out more about him. Luck or something. He on his last day, they never saw him again. He said to the guys, the other guys that were on the ground, "See those 3 German barrage balloons? Watch this." He nailed all 3, then flew off. Whatever, and they never saw him again. But they ended up finding out from the Germans that he got attacked by 8 Fokkers, took down 2 before he was forced to the ground or whatever. But he died of his wounds. But that's I got to find out more about that dude. Yeah, like that guy certainly knew how to nail things, that's for sure. Jeepers jumping. What else did just little stupid little tidbits popping on in my head about the Great War. That when during the 100 Days Offensive, the Americans, Pershing, the whole 9 yards, Haig, everybody else was saying that essentially the only reason why they were able to make their breakthroughs the way they did was the German infantry, the average German soldier, just had no will to fight anymore. They were exhausted, absolutely exhausted. So they just gave up, and whatnot. And they were saying if they had run into the same German soldier 2 years previous, there's no effing way they would that 100-day offensive would have gone the way it was, and you probably would be looking at the 1919 plan then, which you would see in the GMT Ted Racer game and whatnot. So it's pretty neat stuff to find out about, and that's from the On the Knife Edge. I've got 1 chapter left. The Holger Offlerbach book I was telling you about. It's what a book. What a book. In my top 5s so far, for sure, that I've read about the Great War. For sure. And that's saying something. I've read a lot. So to bump other ones out of the top 5, as far as I'm concerned, Jeepers jumping. I don't think anything will ever bump Trench Warfare, 1914, 1918, The Live and Live System by Tony Ashworth. I doubt very much that will ever pop something out of there. The aviation hero was who popped enemy balloons. Yeah, well, like I said, you got a point, or you got a kill for every time you did a barrage balloon. It was considered whatever, and it was still a hard thing to take down due to the fact that they were, by then protected by planes and anti-aircraft. So, I can see. But man, to find out about that in the headlines earlier this week, that Italian aviator that broke the altitude record over an hour and a half up in the air, minus 87 degrees or something crazy like that. It was like, what the hell? Just nuts. That's when you realize, thank God your engine produces heat. Oh my God, and I hope to God it's in front of me, blowing me back. Jesus, or under me or something. Holy Moses. That's just nuts. Yeah, I'm just going to say the War and Morality Symposium has been was going to take a while to digest. There was just so much. A lot of it went right over my head. I was just like, they're talking about the legalities of this, that, or the other thing, and so on and so forth. But just the different perspective that people back then had about neutrality and whatnot compared to what we consider neutrality now. And oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. And another thing to find out about that, for most of the war, the Americans were pretty pro-ally, even though politically it looked like the Americans were like, no, we're not picking sides here. Most of the public were pretty pro-ally. So that's why you ended up, for example, getting, people crossing. Okay, back to that. But I really want to hear my radio. Yeah, William Aaron's man. You mentioned that about like entire towns being blood white in Germany and so on and so forth. Imagine it was even worse in Austria-Hungary. But to find out now, yeah, my thing just wigged out. To find out that I don't have the best computer. I'm listening to internet radio and doing this live stream thingamajig, and not the best internet on the planet here. Shocking to find out how long most of the German military, German politicians, and German public thought they were still going to win the war. Like I'm talking late summer 1918, still thinking they're going to win the war. They just thought maybe it would drag on a little bit longer, like into 1919 or something. They never, ever, a significant, even though all the warning signs were there, a lot of them were like, we're in deep shit. We have to pull back and start talking about peace and so on and so forth. They never, ever thought, or it seems to me anyways, from what I've been reading, that a lot of them actually really thought they were going to lose. Like holy moly. So pretty wild. I don't know what we got here. Oh, not too bad still. Man, did we have a nice full moon here a little while ago? Well, yesterday or whatever. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. No, day before. I mean, let's get on it. We're talking, whatever. Did you ever finish? I don't know if you're still there, William Aarons. Did you ever finish or play a few rounds with your grandson there? Weren't you playing Pass the Glory or something? No, I just found out actually I don't know if it's a book. I think it's a book, Illusion to Glory. But yeah, there was it's either a book or a film. That was put out, and I was like, okay, that's where they got that. They snagged that title from. God, it's so weird. You're still able to mount an offensive. Then there's still, yeah. William Aaron's man, you sound like Ludendorff. And they were always, I don't know who it was, but they're like, oh, look at the past. You remember with like Frederick the Great, and he was like up against it or whatever, against the ropes or whatever, and still managed to duke it out and win overall. So it was, yeah, it's fascinating. What was it? It was niggling in my head though that I wanted to talk about the Great War that way. I don't remember. Should have taken. I should have taken some notes. Oh darn! I'm trying to think. No. It was neat to find out that we tried to get Quartermaster General 1940 this game with me rather than counters. Yes, I've got it upstairs. I was going to play it with my friend Rob. We didn't set it up yet. But all I know, William Aaron's, is the game you have there, the Quartermaster General game. As far as I know, it's I can't remember his name, but a kick-ass game designer considers that probably the best representation of the Great War for him. He thinks it's really, really good. So you got a winner there. Like he plays it repeatedly. His name starts with an H. I can't remember that. That's all I remember. Yeah, so it's weird, like I said, to know that the live stream should be on at the exact same time the symposium would start. It was starting at 11. Hope the teacher thing is good. That'll be nice. I have any. Hey, I noticed that what's his diddle there? The guy that does Napoleonics is going to be on tomorrow, and 7 Years War. He does that quite a bit as well. I can't remember his name. You follow him quite a bit there, William. I wonder what Charles Latour got for his birthday. All right. Oh, do I have any sixes? Oh, I do, thank God. Or am I using them? Well, I guess I could. I'm cheating. I'm using the exact same color that I use for the Ninth Army, but they're so far away. I'm just putting the nines upside down. I'm like, there you go. Now the Sixth Army. We'll go with that. Actually, the Sixth Army, I don't even have an Army HQ yet, just a Corps HQ. The Sixth Army HQ is still on its way from the Caucasus. It won't get it till the end of January, just due to how long it's taking to get things over. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Tell you, man, I'm never going to go back to stacking. They can kiss my ass. I'll stack with Alberta markers, but I'm not stacking with freaking what's under that one. No. Nope. No way in hell. There. Corrected chat, Granson. I got. Oh, already read that. I must admit, it looks a whole lot nicer when I've gotten rid of all the blocks. Everything's flat. I do. I'm probably going to shut down at around quarter after, William, and so I can focus on other stuff. As this is a bit of mind soak, and it's not, well, I wouldn't say tedious, but it's just a ton of record keeping at this moment in time. So I kind of like want to take my time before I start losing it. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff I've got to write and whatnot. Well, we're getting there. All right. Go upstairs and pee again. All right. Oh, by the way, William Aarons, I don't know if you're the person that's on. I can see that there's one person on. Um, we're not too many episodes away, from number 100, and I know that people love like 25, 50, and all that stuff. So if you can think of anything interesting that you would want to do for a live stream 100 special or something, please let me know. I want to have some fun, or a little bit more, like a bit more loosey goosey or whatever. I guess is the way to put it. Misunderstand the new tool that I have bought. I didn't buy a corner rounder, but rather a circular cutting tool to make straight edges of the counters and cardboard to produce. Yes. Um, so you're making your very own counters. Is this correct? Because I know you were thinking about doing that a while back. And if I know you wanted to, I don't know, look around and get some pointers from people. I love making counters, William Maris. Love it. I'll give you my experience if you want it. I'll let you know things that I found out over time. That would be neat. Circular cutting tool. What do I use? I use, you've got my email address, obviously. I'll let you know the stuff that I use to make counters. It's really good. The only thing I've found, the way I do making my counters, I'm using an X-Acto blade. And I've noticed that I'm almost going to need to mark down how many times cutting until it starts to dull, because there's a point at which I'm noticing that the blade starts to dull and I'm getting into that fighting bit. And it's like, that's where I'm going to start causing issues, making the counters won't come out properly or whatever. And so I'm going to have to figure out, like, okay, you're getting close, stop, or whatever, rather than keep trying to crank her out. Checking them. I'm using my television over there, which I don't use very often, but I brought it down again because Zoe Dufort was coming over and we were watching some stuff. Actually, we watched episode 1 of 37 Days. We both thought that it was the end of the show. I was like, kind of weird. It's like ends with like 20 days left or something. I'm like, what the hell? And then I found out realized that we just didn't let the credits run to the next episode. But I like to keep the counter sheets unpunched so that I will never lose the room. Totally, man. Totally. 100%, William Aarons. You sound no, that's not obsessive. That's being smart, prudent. No, man. One of the first things I do actually when I get a game or I'm about to play a game is grab the counter sheet and I scan it. So there you go. And I'm like, okay, if I'll either make my own or what. Oh man, you're right on there. So well done on you. Yeah, some of the videos I found on the Imperial War Museum site, they're long. That's the problem, but they're really neat. But I'm like, they're long. I'm like, I can't do that and whatever. But maybe for a special, we get watch something for 9 minutes or something like that. Some of them are really, really good. I don't want to drive people crazy, so I'm always trying to find something like 4 minutes or less, kind of thing. Preferably something like a minute or two. It's not so easy. I wonder what's going to happen with this game. We've deviated so much from, well, not so much, but quite a bit from what happened historically. Russians only have one front, don't have to worry about the Caucasus. The Turks don't have to worry about the Caucasus either. Austro-Hungarians are doing great in Galicia, but historically they're doing the exact same thing they're doing down in the Balkan or Serbia and whatnot. Not very good. Like I said, that'll be abstracted. Man, you should see the difference in color of some of my counters because they've been subjected to UV light way more than the other ones. So they've faded something fierce. Hello, Mr. William Aarons. I'm about to shut down so I can go and do some other funky stuff. Like maybe go upstairs and take a look at the grid of offset squares. Before I shut down, William Aarons, I'm just going to say I hope to God that your cold is super quick. It doesn't drive you nuts. You get some good rest. Sounds good to me. And I hope that, well, we'll find out how Charles Torra did with his birthday there. I know he sounded pretty pumped with due to the fact that some people are very time consuming. Perhaps I'll just punch the counters in the future. Just keep a clean copy of one of the two counters. I know it is, but think about this, William Aarons. If you're you've got the originals, and if you're just doing something else while you're like think about Ard Wolf. He's clipping counters while he's chit-chat, or used to. I don't know if he's still doing it. You know what I mean? When he was doing his show. So he's like, why not do the same thing, man? Find something that's like it's not going to drive you nuts. That's why I was kind of like saying about the record keeping right now with this. I'm like, take breaks and go back and do something else because it is tedious. I've got to like, draw lines for so much. It's the way my brain wants to do things. So. All right, William Aarons, I'm going to shut down, and whoever the other number two is who's not commenting, I hope you two are going to have a great remainder of your weekend. And William Aarons, I'm sure I'll hear from you before the next live stream, but I hope you have a wicked week, man. And I guess you will be kind of pseudo enjoying the American Thanksgiving, I guess. I think that's next weekend. I noticed that a lot of people were mentioning Happy Thanksgiving, so I'm assuming that must be next week. I pretty quickly from the sickness forest. Oh, cool. Wicked. And you're 73 now. Okay. I thought you were only 72. Oh. My God, I don't know if I'll ever make 73. Doubtful. Not the way I've been living. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna go and shut down. William Aarons. See you soon, man. Wicked to see you. Whoever you are, everybody else. See you, man. Have a good one.